Folks, I am excited about what we have coming in Snapshot 30. We got the Chucks. We got also the Chucks. Did I mention Chucks? We also have Monty Moles. We also have arrow clouds. We also have meteors. And we also have some castle tile set that's also going to be introduced to Smash. We have a lot of good stuff coming into store. And I feel like, what if we made a level out of that? I mean, what's the point of this channel? LSS levels, right? We do levels, right? Level showcasing. So what if we try to make a level out of the Snapshot 30 stuff that's been teased around? Kind of just mess around and show you guys what we got in store. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Snapshot 30 developer build video. So I popped that coin 14 representing LSS levels. I'm going to be trying to make a level. I'm not, listen guys, I'm not that crazy when it comes to levels, especially when I'm trying to make a video out of this. Really, the whole point of this video is just to showcase some of this stuff to you guys and just to show you what mechanics can be involved with these newly added enemies and features. So, alright, I am noticing a considerable amount of lag on this, so I might have to pause quite a bit. So, anyway, so Snapshot 30, you can kind of see, you can already see something looks different here. So there's enemies right there, right? So I'll try and show off Smash too. So before I really get into the whole level making process, which I don't really want to make full-fledged levels out of this, it takes me a while to actually get levels done myself. So this is what things currently look like. So it was actually teased. Oh yeah, and I should mention, if you guys do not want to be spoiled by anything that has been already revealed, I would not recommend watching this video. So, I mean, if you're already this far, I feel like you would already want to be spoiled, right? So, we have this. So, we can build castles now. So, we can go here, and you can also mention, or I can also mention that you also have doors there. Those are scenery doors. But, if we go here, and if you scroll down, you also have castle doors there. So, that's what it looks like there. And, of course, if you want to make a warp, well, let's just say... Okay, so I place that, and then I go here, and then you add entryway, and then you have that option too. So this is now an option there for warping in terms of that. So we got the arrow cloud, and there is one-time usage. You can toss the player, you can rotate it, you basically do whatever you want. Rotate just moves it as you go along, right? So, of course, if I toss the player like that, it turns into a star. So as you see, if I go up here, that's the one-time use, so that's why it explodes like that. So that's basically what that does. So Arrow Cloud has turned from useless to pretty overpowered, I must say. At least compared to V7, because in V7 it could not toss the player up like that. But TFD and LB kind of decided, hey, you know, let's just turn this into a feature. And then the baddie box has a retexture with the, you know, baddie box. Yeah, so there's that. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen we have penguin power-up. We have the Super Ball flower. We also have the frog suit. So this is what it looks like when you have both like this, but if you actually put the penguin into the question mark block like this, if you do it like this, you will see that it starts to waddle. So it only does that when it gets out of the box like that, which I find pretty interesting. So it basically works like the penguin power-up in New Super Mario Bros. U, where you can, you know, use the ice flower normally, and then you can also slide. And then, you know, you can also swim faster in water. The frog suit is pretty similar, where you swim faster in water too, but of course, if you walk on water, I mean, you can walk on water, and, you know, if you're carrying something, you'll run at normal speed, and I think you'll even be able to walk on water. And the Super Ball flower, this is a Mario Maker feature. I think this is also from Super Mario Land, if I'm not mistaken. So it just basically allows you to shoot 2 projectiles at once. It's similar to the fire flower in that regard. So that's that right there. And then the platforms have a retexture too, that way they're easier to distinguish. You'll notice that you have a dot in the middle like that, right? So a dot means that it responds. However, if there is no dot, then it doesn't respond. So if we put it like that, you're going to see that it looks like that, right? So it looks pretty standard, right? And then, you know, also I'm pretty sure there might be more music coming. I can't really confirm that. I actually don't know. I don't think any more is planned. We also have a hidden P item block now, which was added by one of our newest developers. I believe Failmeep was the one that did that. So that's currently in development. That's when you actually hit the P switch. So actually I did that wrong. So if we go here, then, you know, it looks like that. Speaking of which, I should mention, we actually do have a song here. So let me check who did this real quickly. Okay, so I just checked. It looks like this was done by the Crust Joy. I said that wrong. Crust Joy-Con. So I'll go ahead and play this since we are in the forest theme, and I think it should be all right to showcase this. So we'll centralize forest as one of the themes today for our level build-in, and then pretty much everything there is the same, but enemies. So it looks the same all around for the most part, right? We got, you know, standard fish, castle enemies, you know, etc., etc., etc. But there's two new ones here. We got the mole enemies, we got Monty Moles, and we got the Chucks. I'm really excited about this one in particular. So, Mega Mole chases the player. So, Mega Mole, however, you can actually jump on. But, if you have the Rad Mega Mole, you can ride the Mega Mole. So, it's pretty simple like that. It also works the same with the smaller ones, too. So, the Monty Mole, you can actually attack that one. This one, it says carry, so you can carry that. So this one carries, but it actually chases you. This is the Geek Mega Mole. So we got this one right here. I think he looks pretty swell, I must admit. Hold on, can you actually slide on that? I'm actually curious. Hold on, I want to try that out. Yo, you can. Okay, cool. All right. And then we got the Leapin' Mega Mole, which just jumps occasionally. So this one, I'm pretty sure you can just kill. Yeah, it doesn't say carried, so, you know, that kind of makes sense there. Now, I'm going to show off these in just a second. Let me design some stuff up for it. So this one you can just set, like, here, for instance, and then you can also change the hole type. So if you want to do... This is a static version, and then static just means nothing's actually going to pop out, and then you have a mole mound like that. I don't know if you can customize the time for that specifically. I think it's a set time. So... there's always something, there's a mole by default dependent, actually no, I think that's always the default there. So if we walk here, you can see that they all pop out like that, right? So then, you know, yeah, it's just basically the standard Mega slash Monty Mole, the Mega Mole, Monty Mole. But if we want to have, let's say we want to have Chucks, we can also do that. So it basically works for any enemy type. So if we do this, Chucks pop out. Woohoo! Oh, and did I mention, guys, that you can actually change the color of the Chucks? So this is actually a reference to the end credits in Super Mario World. That's why they look like this. So we can put, you guessed it, Chucks. So they pop out like this, and then, oh boy, we got a lot of Chucks there. A lot of Chucks to deal with there, right? So you can basically do anything. Yeah, you can even do Boom Booms. You can't do Bowser and King Boo. You have to code edit for that. I don't think it's gonna get fixed like that. By fixed, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure LB doesn't plan to change that up or whatever. So yeah, that's just some of the stuff that we've had for Snapshot 30. Oh yeah, and we also have meteors. So meteors is also, I think they just fall down. I'm pretty sure that's all they do. So you can also do stuff with meteors now. So I don't think there's any effects or, you know, I don't know if there's any generators for it added just yet. I know LB does want to add that eventually, so, you know, I can't really say when they're going to get added, but, you know, this is just what it looks like normally. So if you jump into that, you die. If you try to jump on top, I think you spin jump on that, actually. Wait, do you? Looks like it. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay, yeah. So you can spin jump on them. But I'm trying to look at this, guys. I don't think you can actually change the direction. So this is just what all the colors look like here, right? So, guys, I've pretty much showed you guys a lot of the basics already for Snapshot 30. So, again, this is spoiling quite a lot. But it's pretty much all been revealed at this rate. So, anyway, so we're going to try and make small levels out of this. Oh, yeah, and before I do that, why don't I show the Smash version, too? So when you open up Smash, you're going to notice that the tile sets look a little different now. These icons have changed. I'm not sure if this is going to change in the future. But this is just what this looks like currently. You got your general decorations like that, and then you also have the snowy decorations. So that looks like it has been split. The rest, however, look the same. And if you go here to the doors, scenery doors, you can see that we have boss doors now. So you can especially use this at the end of castle levels or ghost house when you're about to fight a boss. So if I add a entry point right here, and then I go to warps like this, add entryway, you'll notice that you can change the palette of that too. So that's also part of that now too. So arrow clouds are also in Smash. This is what they look like. They have a more wooden texture because the wooden arrows are the ones that Smash has only at the moment, so you change that to one-time usage. You can also just toss the player like that. It's basically, it works the same in that regard. And then if we go here, you see we have the mole and the chucks. So this is what the Smash chucks look like. By default, it looks like they're currently blue. I'm pretty sure that's what the Smash one's going to be. And then this is what all the moles look like. So, you know, if you, let's move that, and then, you know, it'll chase us like that, and it basically works the same way, right? And then this is what the chucks will look like, right? So, you got your chucks like that. And then, of course, since Smash physics are a bit different, they will not work the same. And also, if you kick these, they launch fire. But if an enemy kicks them, then they launch purple. So you can kind of see the texture that looks like this. And it looks like if the chuck has it, then it disappears after a short while. But if you just set one down normally without the chuck, you can make a sport out of this, which could potentially be a side event at some point. Perhaps, wink wink, who knows? We'll just have to find out eventually. And this is what the meteors look like currently in Smash. So they basically work the same way as they do in SMWs, where they just fall down. But of course, you can't spin jump off of them. And that's what we have currently right now. Of course, Smash still needs to incorporate a lot of the stuff that SMW has. And then, of course, I should also mention the power-ups. So we got the penguin right there. We got the Super Bowl right here, and then we got the frog suit right there. So I actually really like the penguin here. It looks kind of cute. Yeah, and you can slide also in Smash. I think you can also slide down slopes if I'm not mistaken. This is the Super Ball, and then this is the frog suit. So this is what the frog suit and all the other respective power-ups look like. And this is what the platforms look like in Smash. As far as this, it looks like that's also there. So, of course, I just want to point out, guys, this is still in development. So there's still stuff that's going to be added. I can't spoil what it is that's going to be added. Obviously, I'm not allowed to do that, and that would ruin the surprise. So just know, guys, that Snapshot 30 should be done within the next maybe month or two. I'm not sure when exactly it's going to come out, but it'll definitely be out within the summertime at least. So just letting you guys know that we have been working very hard on getting this out for you guys so you guys can see this, and it's very important that you guys are able to appreciate and understand what all we've been wanting for a long time, especially the chucks, man. The chucks we've been wanting for a while. So Snapshot 30, it kind of just feels like it's been requested enemies that we've been wanting for a while, like chucks and Monty Moles. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna try and make short levels out of these. I'm gonna start with SMW, and then I'll work my way to Smash, and I'll just go from there. apologies for the sloppiness on my end. I didn't account for this, and yeah, I'm quite aware that there are cutoffs right here, if anybody's gonna point that out. I was kind of rushing through this a little bit just to kind of get what I could done. So yeah, this is just what I did for SMAS. This is what it looks like for SMAS. And then if I head on over to SMW, I'll show you what I did there. So I've spent about an hour on each of these just to kind of show off what you can do in Snapshot 30. So again, I cannot thank you guys enough for all your guys' support and patience and everything. Oh, don't ignore that. But I can tell a lot of people are really looking forward to Snapshot 30, as am I. So I'm really excited to showcase what I've been able to you guys today, and I think we're going to call it here for today's upload. So hopefully you guys got to enjoy Snapshot 30 a little more, and as always, if you guys like to see this kind of content, you make sure you subscribe, like, you know, whatever else. It shows us you guys are interested, and it shows that you're interested too. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.